Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are well. Okay, so we are back on the range, right? So last week we ran the Glock 19 with a Red Dot Holosun 47K X2, and we did some speed drills from about 5 meters, right? We did 5 rounds in 1:89, I think we did it in. So we're going to run the same drill again, but this time today we're going to be using the Glock 17. You see it safe. Glock 17 Gen 3 standard, just fiber sights, right? So nothing fancy on this one. Okay, just a fiber sights on it, and we're going to run on an empty target again, doing some speed, draw, fire 5, see how fast we do it. We're trying to get all those shots inside the C zone of the target, and we're going to see how we do. Now, why do we do it like this? Why are we now pushing the envelope even? Because when we practice, that is what we call our fundamental training, our dry fire, our slow, methodical, just getting the gun up into our workspace, right? That is what we call practice. When we're doing training, is to test what we've practiced. So how do we test it? We've got to add speed, we've got to add an element of stress into the situation so that we can see how it all has worked, right? And where we need to go back and fix. Okay, so that is why we do training. Okay, so it is very important that you guys understand that when we're on the range and we're just practicing working our fundamentals, that is what we call practice. When we're doing training is when we're testing the elements. And why do we do it here on the shooting range? So that in the real world, if I get into a situation, I kind of know what I'm going to do, right? Not I'm going to get a surprise halfway through because my mind went back to my default setting, which is my shit setting from way back when, because I haven't been doing my dry fire drills or my fundamental training or so on and so forth. I hope that makes sense. Anyways, let's get on to it. Let's talk more action, right? Immediately that I had a bad grip on the gun, and so my grip was off completely. So let's look at the time quickly. So draw to first shot, I did it in 1:33, and my total time was 2:20. New target, right? There's my 1, 2 are outside the C zone, and I only have 3 in from 10 meters. That is not the best, right? So let's try again. We'll run it again and we'll see how we do the next time. Marked on the target the holes, and I've now added in, I just put on the top of the target the time. So we did the first draw in 1:33 and I did a time of 2:20. Right, let's run it again and see how we do. Okay. Time 2.18 is our total time, and we did our first shot in 1.34, so about the same kind of speed as what we did last time. I think my grouping is a little bit better. Let's come and see quickly. Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so all 5 are in the C zone. So we are doing this, why? Because we want to check where our faults are. So immediately when I first did it, I felt, shit, my grip wasn't like that. My second grouping is a little bit low, so it could be just a flinch. I'm just stepping a little bit on the trigger, but yeah, we'll just see what it is. And run this cold. The key thing is to run this cold, stock standard. So I haven't shot today. I've had a gentleman here that I was just helping, doing some training with him, but I'm cold as can be, right? So that's why we're training it, so we can see what is our stock standard run gonna look like, right? And you can see the first one wasn't the greatest, but were they on target? Yes, they were there. Okay,